Did it work? I'm hoping it worked. Turn the music back on. I'm hoping that worked. We'll see. It's the first time going live in a month and a half. And naturally, I have the whole friggin' thing set up. And I hit go live. And it just decides to lose its mind. So, how's it going, everybody? Happy mid-January. Hope you guys are doing well. I am Rob vonShoe. It is a pleasure getting to see you guys, getting to say howdy. Happy New Year. It is the first live stream of the year. First live stream back in a good while. Took a break, a step back from live streaming for just a little bit, just to enjoy some R&R and learn to love the game again a little bit. That the Grindtoberfest really really kicked my butt. But it's really good to see you guys. It is very, very good to see you guys. I hope you all are doing well. It is Monday, the 17th of January here. How about a cereal stream, everybody? Start things off back on a high note. We got Elf cereal. This definitely has not been sitting in my cupboard for a month and a half. This definitely was not going to be the cereal I was going to have before Christmas, before the holidays. But Elf cereal it is. And if you're curious what Elf cereal is, it is a mix of Lucky Charms, I'm going to guess Kix, but with like waffle crisp, like syrup coating on it. It's a seasonal one-off thing. And I was like, hey, this is perfect. And I feel like my blood sugar is just going to spike through the roof like it's nobody's business. But while we're all doing that, how about some arena? I'm going to be going for the 5-star featured Toad here in arena. A 6-star would be cool, but I'm backing off of that. But to have a 5-star version for synergies and all that other good jazz would be most excellent. Let's keep rolling with that. I'll say big howdy, big welcome to Judah. Judah's saying long time no see. It has indeed. Good to see you, Judah. Easy says Senor Zapato. That is me, Mr. Shoe. What up, Easy? Lefty Knox, always a pleasure, bud. What's up, Lefty? Lefty, if you're still around, if you would be down to run incursions some night, at your convenience, that'd be really cool. Because that's been a hot minute too. Renee saying, hey bro, what up, bud? Got Toad from the early access and got the dupe from the first round. Congrats. That's a solid lucky pull right there. Very good. Cyber, long time no see indeed. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have just a few things to go over, talk about, catch up on, seeing as how the gifting and Christmas holiday events kind of came and went. Now we're halfway through the next month. And we're just having a good time with that. I still do need to look at this, the video, the game video. I took a look at it. I tweaked some settings, hoping to reduce the lag a little bit. And, man, that still hurts. That's still hurting. So I'm going to need to either just, like, dumb it down even further to just accommodate my internet settings, my Wi-Fi, or something. But, man, just looking at the playback right there, my apologies. Yo, what up, Marm? Happy Monday. Happy cereal stream to you, too. What's up, Jeff? Saying hello, Rob. Moon Knight trailer looks interesting. I didn't get a chance to see it. I saw the teaser for the teaser. For the teaser? Because this isn't the full trailer, right? It's just the teaser trailer. And then we're at the point in human existence now where people feel compelled to release a teaser for the trailer. That I saw. I'm hoping it's good. I like the costume. I like Oscar Isaac's. It just really depends on the script that he's given to work with. Because Oscar Isaac's ranges from like absolutely brilliant when he's given a chance to shine to like Apocalypse and like sequel trilogy when he doesn't have a whole lot to work with. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Plus, I like how they're saying that, this is going to be like not an adult themed, because that's not the right way to phrase it. But Moonlight's going to be taking people to task, which should be really fun to see, especially on Disney Plus, because they haven't done that yet. So I'm hoping they get it right. Cardinals are getting destroyed by the Rams right now. Well, as a LA native, I suppose I should be happy about that. But I don't know. I'm still not. Rams are here, but I'm a Packers fan personally, and Packers. We'll see how we do this week. Getting kind of killed last week hurt a little bit. We had a fantastic season, but not our best game last week. Condolences to Cardinal fans out there. We've got a Mutant Tier 5 expiring in 9 days. Thinking of using it on Cable, Toad, or Sauron. I personally would use it on Cable, just because I really like Cable, especially when he's paired up with Apocalypse. Cable is a fantastic champion in his own right, just because of the massive degen that he gets now. Then plus, makes horsemanning a whole lot easier. Toad is fun to play offensively. He's annoying on defense, which is good. If you need a poison champion, Toad is really solid. Sauron, I think, is going to wind up being more of a defender. Certainly, obviously, you can use him offensively. I think he's going to find a lot more use defensively. But Cable, I think, would be the most fun to play. Question of the day, classes start tomorrow, and I'm planning my first Abyss path. Looking to do it in a month or two. Hey, solid. Best of luck. Which path are you planning on? I'm assuming the easy path, right? Just to get the easy path and get a path done, get the loot, and then just being done with it. But if you got any questions, comments, any of that, feel free to ask. I will do my best to answer, and anybody else here in chat who has finished Abyss as well. And best of luck on classes tomorrow. Grinfeld says, "Hey Rob, I see you are running only half sides. Only 30% isn't worth the recoil damage, in my opinion." To each their own. I appreciate the extra boost in an attack value running half sides without worrying as much about my health. Having Liquid Courage on with the poison does awful things for me. That poison just creeps up and destroys me. And I've been running sides long enough that I've tailored my own personal playstyle around them. So if you're going for like a really big tanky opponent, like, I don't know, Act 7 boss or Abyss or somebody like that, where they're going to be living long enough to cycle through 5, 6, 10 special attacks, yeah, sides definitely hurt. But for most other content, Arena especially, and most of the monthly questing as well, you're only ever going to need to throw maybe one special, 2 tops, depending on who you play, how I play. I only ever need to throw one special. So it's not quite as noticeable. But again, it just really depends on the champions that you use. Some champions are a lot more fun to play if you just special spam, like Hyperion, for instance. Or others like Spider-Ham and Elsa don't really need to throw specials much at all. The rest of their kit kind of does the work for them. The nice thing about the Masters, though, is that there's no wrong way to... Well, there's a lot of wrong ways. There's no one perfect way to set up your Masters. The whole point is to set them up tailored to you, your playstyle, your champions, and the content you're looking to do. So a lot of people have guides out there. I'm one of them. Honestly, at the end of the day, whatever winds up working for you is the best for you. New trailer was released during Monday Night Football halftime. I had heard that. It is. I'm assuming it's on YouTube. And if it isn't yet, it certainly will be. It's really dumb bringing Kitty Pryde against APOC. Just got to be a little bit more careful. YOLO. Freaking Kitty Pryde, dude. I mean, granted, I got to get a lot better with her. She's this generation's Ghost. Ghost took me a good while to get down, but she's just nuts. Oscar Isaacs is very good in Star Wars, I thought, and talented. Seen him in Dune also. I liked him in Dune as I'm going to absolutely butcher the titles. Not the King, but he played that fantastic. The first time I'd seen Oscar Isaacs in anything was in I was going to say Herb. That's not it. Oh, man. With Domhnall Gleeson. Wow, okay. Well, anyway. He's got a lot of solid acting chops under his belt. I personally liked him most in Force Awakens. But by the time they got to Rise of Skywalker, there was no way anybody could salvage lines like, somehow the Emperor has returned, and then just keep rolling with it in a serious dialogue. As talented as he is, not even he could make that sound good. Going the easy path. Nice. Who are you planning on bringing with? Poison with willpower doesn't do that much damage. The bleed doing much more damage. I suppose. Again, it really just depends on who you're using. Because the poison winds up nerfing the heals a little bit from recovery and from willpower. And then if your champion has heals built in elsewise. Plus, it doesn't ever go away. So if you've got an immune champ, awesome. For everybody else, you're always going to have that debuff on you. In my experience, I've found it to be the opposite. That willpower benefits double edge or deep wounds more. Not deep wounds. Double edge a little bit more, just because the bleed doesn't affect your health. So you can heal a little bit more of that back. Plus, there's the mastery to reduce bleed in the first place, which helps. Plus, more champions being immune to it. Jaren says, hello there. Howdy, bud. Welcome. Welcome to the Serial Stream. I hope you are doing well. Cheers, my friend. Packers have no reason not to win the Super Bowl. Man, from your lips to God's ears, they've got everything going for them this year. So I'm cautiously optimistic. It would be very nice. It would be very, very nice. And then either which way, we'll have to see what Rodgers winds up doing at the end of the season after the massive disrespect he got last season, plus all those off the field stuff he's got going on. Just so long as he doesn't pull a Brett Favre and then leave Green Bay and immediately go to, was it Vikings for 2 seasons. Hey, what's up, Tom? Saying, sent you a tweet. Well, appreciate that. Tom's been here for a second, actually. Sorry I missed your earlier bits. And the Oscar Isaac bit. Ex Machina is the one I'm thinking of. Oscar Isaac, Domhnall Gleeson, and man, I'm forgetting the actress's name. Very good film. Imagine he goes to the Lions. I would weep. I would weep. I would die a little bit inside. It's just such... It would serve the Packers right, the way that they treated him after everything that he has done for them the last decade at this point. But still, man, I hope not. I hope he just, like, when he winds up inevitably retiring, he just retires, rides off into the sunset. See if they wind up retiring his number. Dude's making Hall of Fame anyway. Nice little flawless victory. In other Rank 3 news, my last Rank 3 was Mr. Negative. Solid. What do you think about him at Rank 3 now? My last Rank 3 was... not that long ago. It was Starkey, I think. And it is a very, very fun bump up. Noticeable bump up from Rank 2 to Rank 3. All of the Horsemen of the Abyss are as maxed Awakened 5 stars and still debating on the final slot. If you're going for the easy path, bring Heimdall with. Heimdall is going to wind up saving you a lot of trouble later on. But I found Heimdall only to be really useful on the easy path. And after that, it's just like, eh. Do not bring Proxima for Aegon. It's not worth it. Plus, after he's ramped up, she's useless anyway. Alicia Vikander, thank you. Has she been in something recently? Last film I can remember her being in was the Tomb Raider reboot. Maybe she's doing the Marion Cotillard route, where you take a couple of high-profile bits, profile films, and then go back and enjoy a bunch more artistic and drama films. Both fantastic actors. Outside of Dark Knight Rises. I love 6-star Rank 3 Starkey. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of came out of nowhere, too, because once they released him as a 6-star, there was a lot of chat where it was like, hey, is this guy going to be good? Is he still relevant? Is his damage going to matter in the Cosmic Ghost Rider era? And yes, yes on all accounts. Same goes for Hyperion. Dude's just nuts. Even though the Eagles got obliterated by the Bucks, I'm happy with how the season went for us. That's good. That's good. Been hearing a lot of people say Heimdall and Magneto. Well, it depends. I mean, Heimdall, it's either or, right? It's either or. I would bring Heimdall because he would be useful and applicable for every single fight, the entire Abyss, whereas Magneto would only be useful for the 4 fights you get where you can throw a pre-fight down. And then after that, it's just the, was it 8% hero boost? Which isn't anything to scoff at, but probably not my first choice. Solid choice, but I would probably go Heimdall, personally. Six-star Hyperion looks awesome. He is awesome. I'm conflicted. I love him. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love him. The grind to get him an arena kind of killed arena for me. Then I wound up using a Cosmic Awakening gem on him because I YOLO'd it, and but I didn't YOLO it. That's not accurate. I got the Cosmic Gem from, I don't know, holiday event or whatever it was, and I had the choice between Silver Surfer or Hyperion, and I already was like, dude, I need a break. I'm gonna just use this guy for fun. Use it on someone for fun, and you know, prestige be damned. Which worked out great for about 3 weeks until the featured 6-star crystal came out with Hyperion in it, and then I opened one and got Hyperion again, which is kind of like cool. But I did, Tom. I did. Congrats on that that Doctor Doom awakening. It's a solid pull. A solid pull for the mini. Well done. So, I mean, if I was going to go back in time, would I burn the Cosmic Gem on Hyperion again? Yeah, probably. Because for putting up almost 200 million points in the featured arena to get him, I'm going to use every opportunity I get to rank him up as high as I can get him and get him awakened too for that extra buff length. Hey, what's up, Samuel? What does VAC stand for? It is... Let me make sure I don't get absolutely decimated by Magneto here. We are the Cow Alliance. VAC, I'm not sure actually. I didn't actually stop to think of it. My mindset went as far as Vaca, which is Spanish for cow. And that's as far as I read into it. I got invited to the Alliance here by my friend Kat. And it's a fun place to to just chill and, like I said at the top, learn to love the game again and find the fun in it. Because playing high-end Alliance War for the last 2 years reached a point where it's like it's not worth it. You were in 4 Loki. Why did you leave? I was in 4 Loki for a season. So I wound up leaving my original alliance because I wanted to rank up Elsa to rank 4. And because that wasn't a prestige rank up, it was in everybody's best interest that wasn't going to... that for us to go our separate ways. They are a top 10 pushing a top 5 Alliance Quest alliance. So anybody who isn't Doom, Surfer, Hercules, or I don't know, anybody else in the top 10, frankly, it wasn't going to fly. So it's a 4 Loki because they're like, hey, we don't care. You got to rank 4. That's awesome. And that was fun. And then I got there, and it just wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a good fit. So, I mean, I wished them the best. I told them that I was going to be leaving. Plus, that all came to a head where it was just like, I don't like the direction that the game is taking Alliance War. They are very adamant about pushing Alliance War, which caused a bit of friction. So I left. And everybody is happy. So I wish them well. They wished me well on my way out. And now I don't need to worry about it. And it's awesome. And the game is a lot more fun again. Freaking falter. There we go. The most annoying fights, in your opinion, on the easy path? Invisible Woman, particularly. I don't know if they wound up fixing Invisible Woman. They never put out a note saying that they did. But Invisible Woman was annoying. Otherwise, nothing off the top of my head. I want to say Howard the Duck was a slow fight. It wasn't particularly hard, but it was annoying. And especially having to listen to his freaking nonstop quacking. That didn't help either. But you got through it. The first fight is a bit slow as well, just because you're building up Aegon. So it's good and it's needed and it winds up paying off, but it's slow because you're not getting a whole lot of damage right off the gate. You're being extra cautious because you don't want to get clipped and lose your combo. And then backing out and then starting up again and slowly building that up. So that was just an annoying way to start. Depending, you have all the horsemen you said, so Sparkles shouldn't be too terribly bad. Sparkles is actually a really fun fight with Dr. Doom. It was an extremely stupid fight. An extremely stupid fight. I'd called it's basically Rock'em Sock'em Boppers, where it's just, you're just throwing a bunch of just specials back to back to back to back. And she's just throwing a bunch of specials back to back to back. And everybody's just taking boatloads of damage all over the place. And it's hilarious and stupid. And a complete potion and revive drain, but it's just so over the top stupid fun that it's just like, sure, this is worth it. This is dumb and a fun change of pace. Sure, why not? Dexy, Dexy, Dex. Beautiful. Thanks. I've got 2 Doctor Dooms and Captain Marvel movie now as my #1 in my profile. It's a good place to be. Hyperion's great champ. Good to get to know him again. It is, and especially now with all the new champions and new synergies and, you know, Odin being able to make people worthy Norsemen, it's kind of bonkers the new things that he can do and that he brings to the table. But hearing a lot of people say Cyclops and Venom the Duck were the most annoying on the easy path, but Invisible Woman worries me the most. Cyclops is annoying, I believe. If I'm recalling it correctly, it's inverse dexing. So you just really need to pay attention to the icons. Where you're paying attention to the icons underneath. I believe it's under your power bar instead of his. Knowing when to dex and when to just eat specials. Hey, what's up, Cataclysm? Good to see you, Cat. What is up? Happy Monday. Happy cereal stream. How have you been? How's the new year finding you? I don't know how to feel about Nimrod. People say that he is a tech torch against mutants. So I'm having a bit of a come to Jesus moment with Nimrod myself. I did a 2021 recap, just going over, you know, ranking everybody, and I put Nimrod right in the middle, being not awful, but not great either. But I'm having a second look at him for exactly that reason. And no, he's not the fastest champ out there, but he does have a tendency to melt mutants, which is pretty cool. So we'll see. I don't know how to quite feel about him. Against Toad and Sauron both, he's rather useful. So at least that much he's got going for him. Did he really, Tom? That's hilarious. Played against Howard with Hercules, and he said to Howard, "Art thou a squeaky toy?" That's fun. Well done. See, I love Easter eggs like that. That's fun. Silly fun. And just finding like odd and end stuff like that. Because I think they're going back and like retroactively adding a couple of shout outs and clips like that to some of the other champions too, not just new people coming through. Love it. Love it. So the big question, since it's new this month and obviously we haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, what do you guys think about strikers? It's the new game function in the side quest this month. And it's something that I'm positive we're going to be seeing a lot more of, especially as relics keep finding their way into the game. I've gotten a chance to play around a little bit with it. And overall, I'm really liking the concept. I think the first round of strikers is probably not going to be as useful as the test version right now. Like having a champion come out with an unblockable attack just out of the get-go is awesome, and I hope they keep it. But I have a feeling they're going to dial it back a bit. Just because it benefits the players a lot. My only gripe with strikers is the button placement, because I wound up either calling in a striker when I didn't want to, or calling in a special instead of a striker when I didn't want to. Like even with me playing on like one of the large iPhones, the screen still isn't, well, nuts. The screen still isn't big enough to not accidentally push one of the buttons. Well, this is an interesting conundrum, isn't it? Saving the screen long enough for me to read it. Why not longer? So we can screenshot though, right? And it's not something that just pops up every single time either, you know? Gives me great hope, the amount of attention that they wound up giving to Hercules. Gives me great hope that when Quicksilver or whoever wins, Bill, whoever, wins the champ vote, that they're going to get as much attention and be as much fun to play and as interesting as Hercules is. And then just everybody forgets that Guillotine was also a community voted champion and is still looking for that level of TLC again. Maybe someday. Hopefully soon. Because there's so many cool things that you can do with the idea of that character and the soul stuck in the sword. There's like so many different things you can do with that aren't and haven't been added, haven't been implemented. I mean, it's not as bad as like putting a True Strike in Gamora's Special 3 for no reason and calling it a day, but I still feel like it's a missed opportunity. Cheers. So there also apparently is a leak going around with champions coming out next month, which is pretty cool. I'm kind of surprised that there hasn't been a leak for the buffs coming out next month, which is something I frankly am more interested in than new champions. Like, new champions are going to be cool, whoever they are. But at the same time, I don't really... There are very, very few characters that could be added to the game that I would just, like, fanboy over just for the sake of them being who they are. As opposed to, hey, I'm really interested in this nobody character because their kit sounds like fun. But hopefully the buffs are good, whoever they are. Because, like, Hawkeye last month was top-notch. Well done on Hawkeye. Cyber wants a Dormammu and Electro buff. Both of those would be really good. Both of those could be really good. I'd like to see some TLC to Daredevil Classic to keep everything that he's got the way it is, but then just give him a couple of extra bells and whistles. That would be fun. An Elektra buff would be a lot of fun. I don't think she will, though. Just because her current ability accuracy reduction is pretty nutty. Drax needs literally anything on his kit. The Groot route is inevitable, but whether that's next month or sometime this year, I don't know. Dormammu is a few steps away from being Magic 2.0. He is. Honestly, for Dormammu, I think they could almost just keep his entire kit exactly as is, but just be like a bona fide just numbers tune-up. Like give his damage a little bit more oomph. But like his kit and his soul bond and soul detonation and all that he's got already, really solid. It's just that it's kind of noodly by today's standards. My fear with champs like that, though, where it's just like a minor tune-up, is that they go full Ronin or full Hood, where it's like, yeah, this is just a minor tune-up, but we're going to fundamentally change the coolest thing about the character, you know? Oh, yeah, and Incinerate immunity. That would be nice. Like Ghost Rider. Bzz. I'd be good for that. I'd be good for that. X-23 could be interesting. I don't know if they would touch her kit though, just because of her regen, and they're really scared about touching champions with any sort of regen attached to them. Beast would be in the same boat. You know, Beast needs some love outside of the synergies that he's been getting. Excuse me. But because he can heal, sort of, it's kind of like, eh. This is true, Cyber. This is true. Hopefully, right? Like, I'm hoping that they've learned their lesson. Like, if they're going to spend the time to buff a champion to make the buff worthwhile. But then, I mean, they've opened the door for a lot of other things too, like with the OG cap. I don't know, cherry on top, right? Where they slightly changed the portrait art and then added some fireworks sparkles in the background. Like that's not a champion buff at all per se, but it's just updating it a little bit. If they do more stuff like that, though, I do hope that they go back and make Daredevil less jaundiced looking. Or just give Elektra a new portrait altogether so she actually looks like a person. Instead of like a Barbie doll who's been left in the sun for too long. I think Thor's portrait needs a little bit work perspective-wise. I don't know, it'll be interesting. Rhino buff would also be super cool. Yeah, right? I always think if they have a good buff, would you put them on your team? That's the other thing, though, too. I mean, there's what, 210 playable characters in the game. Like, it would almost be a big ask at this point to have people drop their A team, B team, C team to permanently add on somebody, you know? And that's a big problem for them as developers, right? Especially for people who've been playing for a long time, people who whale out and have everybody already. It's like once you get your A team and your B team, you know, teams that can do and handle just about every single situation, what do you do or what do you add that would compel those people to get new characters and then play those new characters and invest in those new characters? Like, case in point, I think what they've been doing with Corvus has been really interesting. Like, since they removed like the need and the use for the Corvus timeout method in a queue, like his value has just plummeted. Still a good champion, right? Questing. But like overall his worth, just because you can't time out like that anymore, is awful. So you take a champion that a lot of people have and have ranked up, and then you don't invalidate, but effectively you change up the game so the champions that you have aren't working the same way they used to. You kind of force people's hand that way. It's brutal and it's rough and it sucks because you invested in the characters. But I think personally, long term, you kind of would have to. Otherwise, you would just wind up hemorrhaging players from boredom. Alright, so do that, and do that. I think I've gotten to the point now where I don't want to run my 6-star roster, my whole 6-star roster, the same way I used to. Because I think it would take like 2-3 hours to run through everybody. Which is weird. It's weird at that point. But what are you going to do? Yeah, so I just jumped on Twitter right now just to follow up on that tweet from earlier, and yeah, Moon Knight stuff is just trending all over the place. It could be interesting. Again, it just really depends. It just really depends. See if we get a MCU Moon Knight or a Moon Knight buff. That would be a good buff in game. Because it really sucks having a character that's pretty good only for 1 week of the month. 1 moon phase. Tie into the show nicely too. We'll see. We'll see. Let's do a few more. Just for kicks. Cutoff for round 1 was looking like it wasn't going to be anything too awful. 40 mil, 50 mil, something like that. So that shouldn't be too bad. Just do a couple rounds of this. I was going to grind for a 6-star Black Widow, but decided not to, as I did my first 6-star grind for Saberman last week for 67 million. My 2 cents, Tom, is you'd probably be better served grinding for the 5-star, just because she really needs to be Sig 200. So you're going to want every single Sig level you can get on her, and you know, obviously the 5-star is the better route to go for that. I was starting to get tempted if I wanted to do Toad. Like, because the cutoff was 140 mil for that. But it's the same way where it's just like, nah, I'll wait for the featured. Oh, man. Lucky. That was so lucky. That just worked out. I'll take it. Let's do that. And Omega would be fun to play. And Ghost Rider would be fun to play. Why not? He's new. I can't wait for Blade to get added. I'm hoping that's this week's champion. Or 2 weeks from now is champion. Because, I mean, he shows up as an available 6-star. He usually winds up... They wind up putting those out in the arena at some point. Or a 6-star Blade I would definitely grind for. Then the question would be is if I give Blade a skill awakening gem or save it for Nick. Probably Blade, to be honest. Well, whoever I get first. Whoever I get first. Jacob says, what up, Rob? It's been a bit. It has, Jacob. It has. But it's good to see you. Have you been? It's good to be here and good to be back. Adam saying, opinions on Mr. Fantastic. I recently took him to rank 2. Mr. Fantastic comes down to how tolerant you are of his heavy attack. If you don't mind working with the spacing that he needs to be able to chain heavies, Mr. Fantastic is a top-notch, amazing science champion. Like on the same level as Void, just being able to really get down and dirty with debuffs and dot damage. If the heavy attack is annoying, just because of like how limited of range that it gets, then maybe not as much. So it really comes down to, you know, your personal preference and whatever you wind up feeling about that one particular move. I've heard some people absolutely just like gloat about how OP the dude is, taking him up to rank 3, maxing him out. And then other people who, you know, have that concern. But yes, he has massive potential for being super useful, both offensively with, like I said, that debuff spam, and then as a support character with all the synergies that he can dish out too. Super duper boo. What up, boo? Rob? Streaming? Tell me I haven't time traveled back to 2020. Man, it hasn't been that long. It's been a minute, but it hasn't been that long. What up, boo? How's it going, bud? Hope you've been well, and a happy new year to you too. It's good to be here. It's good to be back. It's really nice. It's really nice getting to chat and play and just hang out here again. The vacation was very nice. Very, very nice. Honestly, I recommend it. Like, if you enjoy the game, if you really, really enjoy the game, taking a vacation every now and again, not quitting the game, not, taking a break, whatever you want to call it, just changing up how you play the game a little bit, man, just absolutely does wonders. Gonna head to bed. All right, Cyber. Well, thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. I'll see you guys see you on the let me try that again. I'll see you on the next stream. Want to get back in the same cadence, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday streams. So Monday serial stream, and then a Tuesday, or Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. Do the 3 days there. I'm starting to think that those debuffs weren't going to KO him before he got to me. Hope you're having fun with the game and doing your own thing. 100% on all accounts. And that's the thing, though, too. I mean, at some point, you gotta figure out why you play the game. What got you in the game in the first place, and why you continue to play. If you're constantly playing the game to get the next rank up in order to be able to get the rank up after that, or the champion after that, and you're never playing or living in the moment, it catches up to you. And me personally, I got to a point where that wasn't something I wanted to keep doing. So I was like, what about the 20 champions I've got that I just haven't had a chance to play as because I'm always chasing the next one, Hey, what's up, Redwood? Good to see you. It's been going good. I had a nice holiday, nice break. Got to spend it with family. Went on vacation. It's been going good. It's been going really good. How are you doing? Jacob saying, you cutting back on streaming? Quite the opposite. I'm getting back into it. So the last live stream I did was end of November, right, coming right into December. I took December off, and now I'm looking to get back into the old cadence again. And then just seeing how that does. I'm just trying to be super cautious and conservative, I should say, about throwing a lot on the table all at once. Because just going back to like how I was running through Grindtoberfest, it was basically a month without sleep. Because I was trying to grind arena, live my life outside of the game, work, and it was just not a good situation for my physical or mental health. So it's like, so long as I'm still able to sleep, doing good, man. Just taking it easy and enjoying everything that isn't MCOC, although I still enjoy that as well to a certain extent, and that's good. That's good. Being able to draw the line between where the fun stops and where the job and the chore begins. Because it certainly can feel that way. Like if you were to do everything in the game, not even grinding out a featured champion, just milestones. So you got the 6-star featured, you got the 6-star basic milestone every 3 days. You got AQ and AW depending on how hard your alliance pushes, whether that's map 8, map 7, map 6, map 1, whatever. Masters, gold, stone, whatever. Then you've got the monthly quest and the 4 difficulties. You've got the side quest and the 4 difficulties. You've got incursions. There's all this stuff. And then whatever else random curveballs they wind up throwing your way. It's like, here's Act 7-3, 7-4 now. Here's a new variant. It's like a full-time job just to be able to do everything. Burn energy as you get it. Burn arena champs as they come off a cooldown. Like at some point, and I got to that point. Hey, what's up, PP? PP saying, Rob, I'm sure it's been said already, but we missed you. I appreciate that, PP. I missed you too. I missed all you guys. This is nice. This is good. I'm looking forward. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be streaming and be back in it, and I'm already looking forward to the next one here on Wednesday. Yeah, today's still Monday. Man. Still got pandemic brain, where it's like, what day is it? Come on, Wasp. There we go. Wait to bait out that heavy so she doesn't one-shot me on a heavy attack. It's okay to take a Rob voncation when you need it. I like it. Hey, whatever you got to do. Whatever you got to do to keep the game fun. Thing is, people think they need to do all the modes of the game. I don't think that was Kabam's intent. So that really boils down to game design and how you want to approach the game. So, like, because this is an open-ended game that just theoretically goes on forever, they've intentionally bottlenecked stuff and create bottlenecks to slow down people's progress, right? There's only a finite amount of rank up resources, finite amount of ISO, gold, all that stuff, right? Like, to purposefully keep you coming back. Well, I mean, that's such a night and day difference from every other game that we play, whether it's PC, console, RPG, first player, whatever, story. Where it's just like, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to invest 10 hours, 20 hours, 50 hours, whatever it is, start, middle, end game, right? And then boom, put it down and that's it. Where it's like, we're used to either being able to get and unlock everything or, you know, work and earn enough resources to do everything at some point, right? So then I think that's why some people feel so compelled to want to do everything, because there's so few scant resources and it takes so long to do such basic simple stuff like take one champion up one more rank, where it's just like, yeah, but if I do this and this and this and this, I cut down my time from 3 months to 1 month, say, you know. Lately, been wondering how far someone could auto-fight through story content. Would it be Act 4, Act 5? I want to test that myself and put out a challenge to see what team people would come up with. That would be interesting, Boo. That'd be really interesting. I reckon you could get pretty far. I think the interesting bit would be if there's a limit to the champions that you could use or the ranks that they would have to be at. Because like if you bring in a rank 4 Sig 200 Hercules with like a full support team, I reckon he could get really far, really far. I do map 5, occasionally war, the monthly quest, and slowly getting through story mode. That's my speed. That's a good speed. That's a real good speed. You know, whether it's map 5, map 6, if you only do AQ, or whether it's like map 6, map 7, map 8, don't do Alliance War at all, or the exact opposite, where you only do Alliance War and not AQ, that's awesome. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm really interested and really excited for solo competitive coming out this year, Q1, Q2, whatever it is. Because I'm hoping solo competitive finally breaks the grip that alliances have on every facet of the game. I love playing with friends and playing in a group, but the fact that the lion's share of progress is tied to being in alliance with other people and you're reliant on other people for your own progression, where it turns a game into such like a competitive dog eat dog bit. Healthy competition is fun, but when you get like a whale event like gifting, where it just absolutely blows the lid off of it, it gets to be a bit much. So I'm hoping that there's like solid loot behind solo competitive, and it goes back to, you know, focusing on you yourself and your account, as opposed to, you know, necessitating that you tie your future and your fate to 29 other people and hope that they play well and play honest. And then my guess too with solo competitive is that there's going to be a solo season. So I don't know how many of you guys play stuff like Pokemon Go or whatever, but they've got solo seasons where, you know, you're ranked at the end of a season and get some really good loot if you're in, you know, top brackets, this, that, and the other. Basically Alliance Wars, but with one person instead of everybody. That I could see it being a successful implementation in this game too, for extra loot. Alrighty, let's just do a couple more here, since we got some guys coming off a cooldown. Boo says, every time I think about getting back into AQ and AW, I'm reminded how unfair the game is designed to people that don't live in the US and Canada. Like, no, you don't want to wake up at 3 a.m. to finish AQ. Yeah, that was my issue as well. There were a couple of times over the last 6 months where I wake up to an earful and a bunch of angry messages on Discord or online asking where I was. I'm like, dude, you pinged me at 11 at night. It's 4 in the morning. I'm sleeping. If player A had started when AQ or AW started, instead of, joining 5 hours later and then slowing everybody else up, we wouldn't be in this position. It. Rob, what's Kabam's favorite NFL team? It's the Buffalo Bills. Ah, I love it. I love it. Did you just think of that right now, or have you been sitting on that one? That's good. Man. First live stream back, and already getting hit with a whole new round of spam bots. Nice. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the welcome back. I mean, I guess the nice thing is that they really don't even bother trying at this point. I was in a position where I was in charge of my BG, and yeah, it's the same on the other end. I don't want to ping somebody because I know real life happens and it is just a game. Yup. Yup. And it sucks. And it sucks being that guy. It sucks being that guy too, or like, you know, especially with the litany of bugs we've had the last year, where someone gets either a disconnect or, you know, gets tagged because the opponent teleported and clipped them, or just some other sort of input nonsense, or even just not playing, you know, having an off game. Like at some point, some wars come down to 1 KO, and then you are the one guy that cost 29 other people their time and resources and pots and units and season placement potentially. Which would be, you know, we could look past that if the season loot was worth it. It really sucks when an entire season's worth of rank 4 materials can be like combined and sold in a $15 package. Like at that point, why bother? Why bother? If this is like what they put a value on or put the value at, dude, nah, I'm good. Grats on the ring for Elsa. Still far away from one. Thanks. Appreciate it. I love her. I love her. She's not Hercules. She's not Doctor Doom. And that's also part of the reason why I ranked her up. Because she's fun to play. And she's my favorite. And I use her everywhere. Plus, I mean... Oh, okay, so that's still a thing. Love it. Plus, I mean, shameless plug, I just posted a video earlier today where Elsa solos all 6 of the Cavalier EQ bosses. So, Ronin, Sentinel, Sabretooth, Jugs, Sauron, and Toad. She takes all 6 of them for a nice little solo. She's straight up beast mode. Not the best in the game, but doesn't have to be either. On a more positive note, I'm excited for Moon Knight. Trailer looks great. I'm watching that as soon as I wrap up the stream. I knew it was debuting today, but I had not seen it before jumping on the stream here. I'm really hopeful too. I'm really hopeful too. Because if they can do Moon Knight well, they can do Blade well. Because not that I've got too big of a bone to pick with Marvel and Sunshine Happiness, but man, it would be really fun to see Disney Marvel do like Punisher, you know, and do them properly. Not, you know, Hawkeye on the ice rink with a bow and arrow, like fighting 50 goons and nobody has a gun and everyone's just like casually just like, well, guess I'm gonna just sleep this one off now. It's like, hey, that's cute. That's cute. Not at all realistic. So much suspension of disbelief. Okay. I hope so. I hope so. I hope the best for Oscar Isaacs. I like him. He could do great things. It just really depends on the script. Let's do that. Just to get around Dragon Man. Slows things down too much. But I think the rest of this year is shaping up, or has the potential to be really good for TV. Just for film, too, in general. I mean, we're about 3 episodes into Boba Fett already. We got Mando at the end of the year. I'm assuming, well, quite a bit of Marvel TV. And then whatever other gems wind up just sneaking on through. Arcane came out of nowhere for me. And it was just like, hey, this is a show. And I'm like, this is amazing. So stuff like that. Since it brought up Blade, it's going to be a major nostalgia to the glory days of the game when he was eventually becomes available as a 6-star. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, do I think Blade is going to be a huge meta shift? No. It's going to be nice to have a 6-star Blade for dimensional beings and mystics and stuff like that. But no, I don't think he's going to fundamentally change the game. Oh, he's unblockable. Oops. I think his score might be in the same vein as like Hyperion, though. Just because you got all the nostalgia people going for him, too. Just because. So that's going to be fun. It'll be hard for me not to see the ultra-violent Moon Knight from the early 2000s reboot. David Finch made him so badass. There's always hope. There's always hope. Wonder when 6-star Magic is coming. I don't know at this point. I don't know. Because they said the same thing about Blade and Hyperion that they're saying about Magic. That Magic would break the game, that she's too good. It's like, yeah, but No, not really. Like, she's good, but not like gonna break the game kind of good, you know? Like if Wolverine or Scarlet Witch get added as 6 stars. You're waiting on the biker gang to become the Power Rangers. I thought they were going to do something like super dumb, like they become the Knights of Ren or something like that. Like they go full like goth emo and Sunspotted, what up, bud? Got a 6-star Elsa, and I'm really happy. I am really happy for you. Grats on that poll. She's kind of fun. I'm a bit biased, but she's kind of fun. Oh, Quake absolutely will. I would be very, very sad if Quake gets added as a 6-star. She's too good. She breaks too many things. Like it's either like phase her out entirely from future content, or you purposely have a node that everywhere. Just like you have like a node that says this champion can use special 3s, which is really dumb, but it exists. But you have a node like that where it's like you can use anybody except for Quake. Oh, this guy's got Toad. Lovely. This will be interesting. See if all my practice with Elsa pays off at all. Should be fine. I've got class advantage. Should be fine. Speaking of nostalgia and Blade, a friendly reminder that Blade Day anniversary is coming up next month. Really? That would actually make sense. Like if they release him just for that, kind of like how they did with 5-star Red Bull. Well, best of luck to anybody who's going for him. That's all I'm going to say. PB asked, Rob, have you opened up any of the new features? I did. I got that video coming out tomorrow or Wednesday. I opened up 14 of them, actually. It went pretty well. It went pretty well. To the point where it's like I'm not going to be opening up any more 6 stars until the next feature comes out. Where it's like, yeah, I'm good. All right. So we are at that point. Let's open up a crystal here, shall we? Let's open up a 4-star because I have just a few. So for this part of the evening, it's fun to guess who's going to pop out. Winner gets imaginary internet points. I'm going to guess, since we're talking about Magic, I'm going to guess Magic. But it has been an absolute blast getting to hang out and chat with you guys here this evening. I'm going to be back again Wednesday for the next live stream. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now for the routine. Go from there. Hope you guys have had an excellent weekend here. Hope the week is going to go well for you all. Consider liking the video, subscribing as well. That all helps the channel grow. I do appreciate that. It is stopping on a 4-star Wolverine. It's in the same vein. Nice. Alright guys, that's going to do me for tonight. Be well. I'm Rob vonShoe. Take care. Talk soon. Stay safe. Be well, everybody. Bye for now.